Another YouTube video, another snowstorm in New England. This video is kind of slammed together with some B-roll footage. And of course, it's a pretty heavy duty video, but I didn't really take a lot of footage because of the situation I was in. But I was pretty much snowed into my shop for the last 4 days, and we knocked out phase 2 on the Gen 2 Lightning. When I initially introduced the Lightning to the channel, it was on Holley Terminator X. There's a quick 4 controller controlling the trans. Holley does not have any support for a 4R100 yet. A little bummed by that, but did what I could. It was a big 2.9 Whipple, cams, built bottom end. The transmission is also built. And I went through the laundry list of mods and things to do. The only thing I really wanted to take care of, and I didn't, was I'd said in the video, future plans hope for the Stifler's long bars and an American Racing full green system. Summertime came and I decided to get on the dyno with the truck, and it made great power for what it was, but I wasn't happy with the numbers. Not necessarily a numbers guy, but for the mods I had done, and I, for what was done to the truck, I expected a little more, and I wanted a little more for a badass street truck. Started adding timing, adding boost, and not really yielding good results, maybe 5-6 horsepower, nothing crazy. And determined, me and Brian over at Des Racing, we were on the dyno with it, we determined that the factory heads were kind of the restriction. I mean, you have all of that airflow going in, and it can only fill a chamber, fill a cylinder so much. It can only do so much. As time went on, I accepted what it was. A couple of weeks later, actually, a good friend of mine, Frank, he had a set of heads for sale, ported heads, and also upgraded intercooler and midplate from JC Customs. So I quickly, moved some money around in the envelope and grabbed those parts because they were going to be basically what I needed. I just needed to find the time to do it. And anybody who yanks the motor out of these Lightnings, it's not like pulling a motor out of a Fox body or anything like that. It's a bit of a bear just because it's a truck, you're leaning over, the trans is heavy as hell, and it can be a pain in the ass if you have long tubes on it already like I did. But the storm brought probably like a 3-4 day window to where everything slowed down and I could use the lift at my shop because I only got a baby lift. I can't really support that truck up in the air, so that's what I did. And then right in here, I'll piece in some of the footage, some of the things I took care of. But I made a post saying this is phase 2. In this, I did ported heads, redegreed a new set of cams. I went with the 278s, I believe. Redegreed those, redid the valves, seals, springs. Moved on to the intercooler. I think it's the tick, the big bastard. You'll see it in the videos. The JC midplate. What else did we do? Obviously, we changed the valve covers over for the Romeo style heads. Went with the American Racing full 1 7/8 kit all the way back to the tips, and it sounds so good with those cams. With just tuning the cams in right and getting the air fuel right, and finding out how much timing at idle, and they just spit so great at idle. It's everything I look for. I had to do a little massaging on the firewall, but not so bad. And everything worked out. I'm still working out with the tune now. Just massaging that out. My buddy Mike's helping me with that. And it's finally the truck I always wanted to build. And, the results, hopefully, I'm hoping for anywhere 40 to 50 horsepower increase. I mean, we made right around 530, I think, when we initially did it with the factory heads and all the other mods. I'm going to change some pulley combinations. I have a 4-pound lower and a 4-inch upper. If you guys want to, you Lightning guys want to chime in down low, Whipple users, I'm thinking about going to a 2-pound lower, maybe a 375 upper. Not really sure because I'm kind of taking boost away, but adding boost up. I'm trying to talk to a few Lightning guys like Garrett at GAP and my buddy Francisco, see what they prefer. But I'm just hoping this truck is really nasty. I'm hoping for a little more pep, and then I want to spend a lot of time. I put a decent bass tune in the Quick 4 trans controller, but I really want to spend time and dial that in and learn a little more about that because that's also tricky. You have to have the converter lock up just right in the correct gear for a dyno number, and if you don't have everything set right and it's not seeing wide open, it'll shift you into overdrive or 4th gear, and it can get tricky. So Yeah, here's a video with some B-roll footage. I'm sorry, this could have been a monumental video, but I am holding the title as the world's worst YouTuber. You know, if you're good at something, why change? But check this stuff out. I had a lot of fun with this truck, and yep, it ain't going nowhere. Next is probably some rockers. What's up, guys? Welcome back to the channel. As you can see behind me, my 02 Ford Lightning has now entered phase 2 of its rebirth, in a way. Remember from a previous video, we downed the Lightning, we got it all done, built motor, stock heads, baby cams on a Holley Terminator X, and a Quick 4 transmission controller. I had some goals. I wanted to make a real badass truck, and even at that power with the torque converter and everything being built around it, it was still plenty powerful. There's a big Whipple over there in the back on top of it. But I had an opportunity to get some ported heads from a friend, and I'm gonna go with a little bigger camshaft. So we used the big boy lift, got the truck up, pulled the motor out, disassembled it. Going through the heads right now to get them ready to be assembled. Put some new cams in, degree them. That's a big step with any car. If you're gonna spend the money on a camshaft, please degree them, because that's where the power is. So we're just getting the heads ready for assembly right now. I had to go with a little better valve spring. Yeah, then we're gonna get the heads on the motor. We're gonna redegree the new cams and hopefully get it right back in. Trying to turn this around pretty quick while taking my time and correcting some things I did in the first build. So I got the heads on the bench right now, waiting for springs to show up. We overnighted the set. So yeah, we're gonna get cracking and just keep going. Lightning heads. You can see this, I don't know if they call it swirl dam, air dam, a mixture dam, whatever the hell damn thing it is. But it really shrouds the intake valve. From what I've read and what some people have said is it helps atomization, it helps the air-fuel ratio. It's kind of like a tumbler in a way. The same way like a screen would be in a mass airflow. Maybe I'm just talking out of my ass, but the same way it kind of straightens air out, it also can straighten airflow out. But it's also a hindrance to flow in a way. And a lot of guys, some people have different ideas. Some guys take it right off. You have to flood it with timing afterwards. And some guys kind of just smooth it and round it over. Spoke to a few friends, Garrett at GAP Performance and Todd Warren, who's a great buddy, who's always full of insight and extremely helpful to our community. Todd said kind of lay it back. Garrett said take it off. So I kind of did a mixture of the two. You can't really get the depth from here, so we do come up, but you can see now if I push the valve up on my own, you can see there's not really much shrouding now. The valve is allowed to, air is basically allowed to flow now. So I think it's going to be a little beneficial. It's still there to do some sort of service. Smooth it over. I just pitched it back, brought it in. The camera, it doesn't look too tall on the camera, but I can, it's got a good ridge up there, so I'm happy with that one. The other cylinder head's already been taken care of. Relapped all the valves just to be safe. Put new springs, seals, and everything, and then they're gonna go on the bomb. Trying to get all that lightning flow. Ooh. There's the short block. We got the GT500 head gasket on in anticipation. I obviously cleaned the pistons, but as you can see, there's no detonation spots, no boo-boos. Everything looks pretty good. Cylinder walls look great. Very happy. Here's a before picture. Minimal oiling and carbon buildup on the pistons. Some of that is from the head bolts getting pulled out, the head studs. But yeah, man, we're gonna try to whack this thing together. I have my adjustable crankshaft gears from Trick Flow right there to degree the cams, get them as close as I can, get this motor back in. I wanted to use the lift at my work because it can support the truck and it makes things so much easier. I probably had this whole thing disassembled in 3 hours, motor out on the ground, you know, so even with the Whipple, it's a struggle, but I got it done. You can see the mass of parts just lined up. You know how we are with these. We know where everything goes, just gotta stay that way. We got everything apart. Yep, I just want to knock the heads out, get the heads on, cams in, and hopefully get this bomb back in. Got some surprises coming up for that as well. Camshafts I'm going with. The AH usually denotes the NA, but I know quite a few guys who run these cams for chop and for performance. Probably set them up 110. They got a lobe set of I think 113, 114, so that's great for boost. And yeah, we're gonna get this thing's gonna get rowdy. $50 before, $50 after. Verified TDC. We got 11 on both sides. Now we start. Boom, just like magic. I didn't record anything. Motor's back in the truck. Obviously, we've all installed heads. You torque them down, follow the torque specs from ARP. Get your cams degreed, and then you drop the motor back in. And that's what I didn't record. Everybody's seen that. And I think to kind of quickly go over a cam degree video would have been very lackluster, and something with the green cams needs to be done by somebody who absolutely knows what they're doing and knows what the vehicle power level components along with the camshafts want to see. There are plenty in-depth videos, and maybe someday, if that's something you guys want to do, I could do something like that. But I was also in some, a time crunch. I had to get done what I had to get done, so you're seeing the motor back in the truck. Sorry. For any of you faithful viewers of the YouTube channel, when I initially debuted the video of building my ideal street truck, I had said that the only thing I didn't do was the full American Racing 1 7/8 mid-pipe and catback kit. And today, going through phase 2 of the truck with the ported heads, the bigger cams, I decided to go with American Racing. American Racing were very nice to me. They helped me out with a set of 1 7/8 long tubes for this truck, full 3-inch all the way back with their custom muffler. And I think as much as we're bringing more air in, filling the cylinder more with a more efficient cylinder head, we want to get that air out just as fast. So this is going to put this truck that much further ahead. And yeah, there's nothing really left that I wanted to do. I'm super excited with the way it is, with the way it sits. One side is done, the driver's side is done now. Passenger side's going in. It's a little bit of a bear. Thank God I have small hands and I can get at everything. But yeah, we're gonna get the headers in and the truck's coming together. I'm very happy. But I just want to give a shout out to American Racing, and yeah, just making my truck that much better. So one of the other plagues of these supercharged SVTs, the intercooler system. If you don't have your ventilation right, you can clog these up with some oil. They're also very detrimental to getting warm and pulling timing and whatever tune you're using. This one is a stock unit. The size of it, yeah, it's functional and it works and it does its job. With a better pump and a bigger tank, you can keep things quite cool. Bolts right up to the Whipple mid plate, or you can upgrade to a giant mid plate for the Whipple 2.9 with the giant cooler. My buddy Garrett at GAP Performance, he took over the place of JC Customs, making these beautiful billet pieces for the Gen 2 Lightnings. So you can get in touch with him. I'll put his info right down here. But yeah, this is just a larger intercooler, a larger mid plate. It's taller to get the intercooler obviously to fit in the turkey pan, but also velocity is a huge factor in this. And the raised height is similar to a 9904 4.6 dual overhead cam intake spacer, maybe help with some torque. Here's the factory Whipple plate, kind of flimsy, not too much flow. This one, pretty great. It's a cool piece to put on there. Midplate, giant intercooler. We are flowing like a champ. I love this truck.
All the fan orange.
Oh yeah. I really appreciate anybody who's given me any kind of input down below in the comments. Again, I have to say it. Like, share, subscribe. I'll try to share it to the lightning groups. But I appreciate everybody staying along, giving me